Hello, we are going to be doing decanting red wine today. So first of all, we have our gueridon, which is right here. This is the table that we will be using to decant. So as you can see, there's the one side here, which is going to be flush. On the other side here, though, there are going to be drawers. So inside the drawers, you have serviettes, which are just going to be linens, which are going to be folded, which we're going to need. You have the coasters. Set those down as well. We have our wine, our light source, and we have our shot glass, which we are going to put our cork in. At the very bottom here, we will have our decanter. Now I'm going to grab our bottle of wine, and so you always want to make it so that the drawer is going to be behind you, so the guests do not see that when you do approach the table. So as you can see, this is how it's going to be set up. I would set it up just like a baseball diamond. It's the easiest way to use this. So I'm left-handed, so I'm going to have the decanter in first base. If you're right-handed though, more than likely it's going to be this way. So you'll have your bottle as first base. Second base is going to be your shot glass. Third base, for me, is going to be the wine bottle. If you're right-handed, it's going to be your decanter. And then home is going to be our light source. The other thing that you're going to want to do is make sure you look at the bottle before you go to the table. This one is going to be very easy because it's going to go right in the order that we want to. We want to talk about the vintage, we want to talk about the producer, the varietal, and then the region. Alright, so now we are going to decant at the table. At this table that we have, it's looking out to the beautiful Detroit River. So in this scenario, this is going to be our seat 1. We have our seat 2, 3, and 4. We were saying that seat 1 actually was the one who ordered the wine. So we want to bring our gueridon over. We are going to take our bottle of wine. You want to have it underneath your serviette. We are going to, you can do it one of two ways. If they're engaged in the conversation, you can lean over like this, or you can also come in on it from this direction. When you are showing the bottle, you are going to say, "Pardon me, this is your 2014 Ferrari Crown Cabernet Sauvignon from Alexander Valley." So for me personally, I'm using my finger to show them exactly where it is on the bottle as well. Once I get the okay, I'm going to set my gueridon in place. You're going to take your wine key. Now the bottle is never to move. So some staff members I see a lot of times will do kind of a backwards cut and then a forwards. However you want to do it, as long as you keep the bottle stable and in one place. For me personally, I like to do half moon shaped cuts. And then you're just going to kind of peel it like it's an apple. So you're going to bring it up like so. Now the foil itself goes right into your pocket. You need to wipe the top, just to get any of those foil pieces or any of the, there could be a little bit of cork remnants on there as well. Now for me, I want to stop where it's going to look the best. If you stop right here, you kind of do one of these where you look like you're throwing a punch. If you do this, you look like you're fishing. So for me, I like to stop right about here. That way I know I'm going to be using my right hand to hold this into place. I'm going to be using the left hand, which is my stronger hand, to actually lift up. At that point, I'm just going to wiggle it out. It should never be a very loud noise. Take the cork out. Now, as you can see, the cork itself, the wet side should be up in the shot glass, and you're going to set that to the right of the host. When I get back to my bottle, I need to wipe one more time. I'm going to take my serviette, put it on my arm. I'm going to turn on my light source. As you can see, this decanter, the decanter is actually on a 45-degree angle, which was made by a sommelier. Now, if a bottle is stored properly, it's going to be stored with the label facing up, which means if there is any sediment at all, it's going to sit here on the back side. So having said that, let me turn on my light. I'm going to grab it by the actual label, and that's how we're going to decant. So the label is going to be facing up while I'm decanting. Now with this light source, at this point, you're not going to see any sediment. No, it's for later on. And we're just going to pour. It's going to find a nice rhythm. So if you do have sediment, what it does is it looks almost like a little cloud coming towards your rest of your bottle. I'm going to stop right there. Now as you can see, I want to use, before I set the bottle down, I want to wipe it on my cloth. So that, therefore, you do not get that drip that goes down the bottle itself. Set the bottle down, turn off my light. I'm going to slide my gear down over. Now at this moment, I like to fold my serviette so it's much smaller, easier to reach. I would just pour a taste. And then you're going to wait. Once the guest says, thank you very much, everything is going to be done clockwise. And then we would pour the next guest, the next guest, the next guest. Each time doing it, you need to be wiping with your serviette. You'll come back to your host. We're going to pour the host as well. Wipe that. Now this is where, if you ever have to move anything on a table, everything should be moved like a chess piece. So you want to move it with your hands as low as possible. We're just creating just a little bit of room. So we want to set these down. And if possible, I want you to have both of them on the table. There will be times when guests will say, I do not care to have the bottle on the table. By all means, that's exactly what you should do. But I'm a firm believer that if you leave the bottle on the table, that other tables will be able to see that as well. So it's a mark of having wine on the table. So if you look at this as well, you want to have the decanter, which is going to be where the host can actually reach it, so it should be on the right hand side. You're going to have the bottle where it's going to be actually facing the host itself. At that moment as well, you will ask if they would like to keep the cork. If they say yes, by all means, you can either hand it to them, or I would set it right next to the wine bottle. If they say no, please make sure you remove it, put that in your pocket, and set the shot glass back in.